So I want to say to all of you, to the media here present, and those of you Jamaicans who are watching this broadcast, that the People's National Party is totally committed to the process of constitutional reform. It was Michael Manley who in 1977 established a division under the Minister of Justice for exactly that purpose. And as a young woman, I was one of those persons who went to the highways and the byways, to church halls, to schools, discussing with the people how they wanted to see their constitution emerge and getting their views on what a new constitution should look like. At that time, it was very clear that our emphasis was on delinking from the monarchy and recognizing ourselves as a true, proud Jamaican nation. Now, this reform process on which we have embarked sets as the framework the 1995 commitments from that Joint Select Committee. There have been issues raised about that. The young people, and I speak to a lot of them, complain that they were not born then and that they would like to have a say, and I think that is very important. But I will also point out that even then, that committee understood that we had to leave the Privy Council, and that once we had a regional court, that court should become our final court of appeal, our apex court. So let us now look at the sequence that has led us to speaking to you today. From June last year, the leader of opposition made it clear that he was not going to participate in any committee unless we had an agreement about the CCJ. June 2022. Yeah. And no members were named. In an attempt to resolve it, a Vale Royal talk was organized by the church. The church was really, we had it at church premises, yeah. Leader, you'll recall. Yeah. And they were instrumental in bringing us together. That meeting was very fruitful, and we left with the leader of opposition appointing myself and Anthony to sit on the committee and appointing Hugh Small as a nominee.
We recommended him to them. Yeah.
So that I make this point because I want to show what discussions can do to arriving at consensus and how problems which look insurmountable can be overcome if we are willing to talk. And in this matter, I called at a public consultation in Mandeville in May 17th. I invited the Jamaica Labour Party, the government, to say what was their opposition to the CCJ and why it was that they wanted to remain with the Privy Council. And that is important. On October 3rd, when the minister addressed Parliament, she acknowledged the challenges in remaining as part of a court where you had to get a visa to attend. She said it was untenable, and she committed that the Prime Minister would have spoken to the nation on October 30. That has not happened. At the CRC, we have maintained that for us, the inclusion of the CCJ in this first phase is non-negotiable. And for the people of the country, it appears as though it is also non-negotiable, because a recent poll has shown that 58.9% of the people also want the CCJ as their final court of appeal. Now, the leader of opposition has had dialogue behind the Speaker's chair with the Prime Minister, and he has acknowledged the view that it is important to the opposition that we discuss the CCJ. But nothing has happened. And my consistent request is, let's talk about it. Let Jamaica understand why it is that you are so fixed in that position that you don't want to even talk about the CCJ, which has been in existence for 20 years. It has an excellent reputation. Its judgments have withstood all kind of scrutiny. There has been no allegation of any impropriety on any part of any judge. I will also say this finally. You know, you put me before a mic and you don't give me a time limit, and it becomes a bit problematic, Anthony. But I will also say this. It is not conceivable to me that we could be at a table representing the People's National Party and not have the opportunity to discuss what is going into this report with the leader and the representatives. He has a team with whom he works. And I made it very clear when I saw that we were supposed to sign off on the draft report from April 10th. I made it very clear that we do not function like this, and that our team would have to look at the report, scrutinize it, and approve it in order for us to sign. That, to me, is how it should be. And indeed, in my view, this report, which has gone to cabinet, should have been widely distributed so that the country can see what it is recommending.
That's right.
Because it is supposed to be the consultations with the people which has led to the drafting of this report. It is their document. In the very same way, the Constitution of a Republic of Jamaica should be a document for the people. It is the people who will have to vote to make it become a reality. Thank you.